Dear Shrestha viewers, welcome. In the last class, we were talking or discussing about the topic concepts of money, how it was introduced and what were its characteristics. Anyone remember? What are its characteristics? It is generally accepted, it has a storing value and many other things. Comment and let me know. Now we are moving forward to functions. Now as we know what are the characteristics, now you can easily understand what are its functions. Yes? Okay. The first one is medium of exchange. In the introduction of the concept of money itself, we were discussing that money is an appropriate medium of exchange. Yes or no? So, yes, it is a best medium of exchange. And you should know one point. Whenever there is a drawbacks for an existing system, then only the new system will come into existence. Yes or no? So, in this present existence, I will give you an example. We used to have system computers sitting at one place. We used to work. So in companies it was only possible for the employees to work then and there itself, shut down their work and they used to go home. Now it's not like that. They are giving laptops, they are giving many other pen drives, etc. You can carry your work anywhere and you can do it from your anywhere, any place, anytime. Now most of the jobs are work from home. Was it the same thing in the past? No, right? So the drawbacks of the existing system will get another new system into existence. This is the example. So in the same way, barter system was there. Because of its drawbacks, this money system came into existence, and it will show the true value of the commodities and will get the common value for all the goods and services which was different before. Yes or no? So that is called medium of exchange. So money is the good medium of exchange because through which you can know the actual value of goods and services, which is not possible if in case of barter system. Yes or no? And now the second point is store of value. As the same example applied, I'll say you the thing like, now I can store my money in banks to some years long. Like if I take a fixed deposit, I can store 10 years, 12 years, more than 12 years, 40 years, even up to my retirement period also. Yes or no? But can I store my commodities 40 years, 50 years? Even if it is durable, it is only up to some limit. And again we have to exchange it and we will be using some other day it will go. But if you are willing to save your money, you can save it in your banks wherein you will be getting interest and your money will be recycling here and then and there, and it will be stored safely at one place, that is in your banks, in your lockers or in some other deposits, in shares, etc. Yes or no? So like that. You can invest in such place to store your money safely, like investing in land. Your money will be safe. Investing in some banks, institutions, shares, golds, etc. So now gold is also a value which is like it cannot be deteriorated so fast. So you can also take that as an example and you can invest in that. And you know, in the olden days people used to save this money in the not in the banks and institutions. They used to go and store it with the help of goldsmiths. They used to go and save the money at them, and whenever they need they used to exchange and they used to use and they used to get that interest also. So that is called store of value. And then standard for measuring value. What is standard for measuring value? In order to measure anything, you should have a common denominator, strong denominator, right? So you're putting for take some 5 kgs of wheat, you are putting only 1 kilo or 1 kg of tomatoes. Is it balancing? No. But if you are taking the value of money, it will actually give you the price and the worth of that, like is it suitable for that or not, and you will know the price so that you will not be you won't be a fool from next time, and you will only buy to that extent till what you need. Okay, so you will know the actual value. So standard for measuring value. Got it? So for that you need to understand this money concept. Here the money acts as a best standard for measuring the value of commodities and services. Okay, clear? So the fourth point is standard for deferred payments. Now you will pay few of the expenses prepaid and some of the expenses postpaid. Okay, let's take, if you are in the barter system, you're paying it, whatever they use, that is a headache, and then if it is get spoiled also, no problem. But in the future perspective, like postpaid expenses and all, if you have to pay, if you give commodities, will it be useful to them? Obviously not. But if you, in the case of money, you can pay your postpaid mobile bills and outstanding salaries and some other bills you can, which is postpaid and all. It is only possible with the help of money, but not with the help of all these barter system kind of stuff. Yes, so these are the 4 types of functions. Like money acts as a good medium of exchange because it is highly recognized by everyone, it is widely recognized, it is easy to use, and this concept is very easy that everyone can use, and you will know actually what is the value of that particular good by only adding that value, yes or no. And it was came into existence because of the drawbacks of barter system. So not to face the same problems, we have created a new system called money to overcome the problems. And the second point is store of value. We can store that value, we can also double that value by saving our money. We can save it for our future. And here there is, if I say you, there is a link between present and future, past and future. That is, present or past, whatever you earn is for your future itself, yes or no. So in that way there is a link, and here money acts as the main thing. So if whatever you earn it in present, now you earn it, maybe it is 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later, that is also your future only. So whatever you want to spend for future, that depends on your present and past. So there is a link between your past, present and future. So whatever is there, you can store and you can use it in the future, but that is not merely possible in barter system. And then now standard for measuring value. So what is that system? Like if you are taking the barter system, you can't measure the equal amount of commodities because you don't know the value of them. You blindly give some products and they also blindly get some things, and you don't see even the quantities. You need 5 kilos and they just need only 2 to 3 tomatoes or 1 kilo of tomatoes. In order that they are feeling that I am getting this much amount of wheat, why shouldn't I give this? So it is obviously a loss. But when you are getting money, like here there is no normally in barter system they say there should be dual coincidence of wants, yes or no. So if there is a dual coincidence of wants, then both the parties should be willing to take something. So whenever I need some wheat and that is only available at you, and you also need some vegetables or something that is only available at me. So when both we have the use from each other, only this system is possible. But normally it can be possible because I am just giving you the money. Need of the money is for everyone. So I am just giving you the money. It need not be that you should also take from me, right? You are just, I am buying at you. So I am paying some cost for that and I am taking back. There is no need of dual coincidence of wants. You just take the service amount which you are rendering for me or the product amount, yes or no. So money acts as a base, that is a standard value for measuring any particular commodity or service. And then standard for deferred payments, as I told you, all the postpaid expenses, whatever it is that you have to pay in the future, etc., that you cannot manage with this commodities exchanging and all, that is only possible with exchange of money or a medium of money for future expenses. So these are the 4 functions of money, that is medium of exchange. Money acts as a medium of exchange. Money is the best store of value. Money is a standard for measuring value. Money is standard for deferred payments. So these are the 4 functions of money. Now in the next class we are going to see what is the demand. What is the demand? Now we have seen, like we have said that money is widely recognized, everyone is in the need of money. So let's see what is the demand for that. In what way people are getting attracted to money, what is the demand, and based on which reasons they are attracted to demand. Okay, now this comes to the end of the session. If you think I made relevant to the video and if I forget any points, kindly let me know in the comment section, and like, share and subscribe my channel Shrestha Gnanadayini. Thank you.